All right, this is my 2017 NFL mock draft number 3, my final of the year. This is attempt number 3. So, what happened? First time, I got 22 and a half minutes of video. Every pick, it was fine. I went to YouTube to upload it. I make sure to watch my videos before I do upload them, and the audio did not record, so the video was just crap. Then I got about 6.5 minutes into my last attempt before my little brother walked in and started, "Josh, do you want to play the PS4?" And so yeah, I was like, "Shh," and then he's like, "Huh?" And I'm like, "Oh, great." So, yep, this is my third attempt at my third mock draft, huh? I have the Browns taking Myles Garrett, and this pick really does not need to be explained, does it? I mean, some people have Mitch Trubisky going to the Browns. That's just mental. Take Myles Garrett. He's the best prospect since Andrew Luck went number 1 overall to the Colts. So, yeah, Browns need to take him. I have the 49ers taking Solomon Thomas. And I'll say this a lot. Defensive ends, corners, safeties, and running backs are loaded in this draft. And I have the 49ers taking Solomon Thomas to become a truly great edge rusher so the 49ers can build their defense back up. I mean, yeah, some people have Mitch Trubisky or Deshaun Watson going here, but I'll say this is harsh, but in my opinion, no quarterback in this draft is worth a pick above number 20. Yeah, no quarterback is a top 20 pick in this draft. Is worth it, at least. I have the Bears taking Marshawn Lattimore, and yes, the Bears are getting Prince Amukamara, but Marshawn Lattimore is a true day one star. Plus, Prince Amukamara is injury prone, and even if he is healthy, I do not believe he's really a shutdown corner, and Marshawn Lattimore could easily become that. Like I said, defensive ends, corners, safeties, and running backs will all be very common in the first round and even second round of this draft. That was a voice crack. I apologize. I have the Jaguars taking Leonard Fournette, and he is a beast. Jaguars need to take him. Jaguars really do not have a truly explosive number 1 running back. They have T.J. Yeldon. They have Chris Ivory, neither of whom are number 1 receivers. I think they could get a day 3, which means rounds 4 through 7, pick out of Chris Ivory if they should get rid of him. I think T.J. Yeldon would be a good number 2 number 2 running back for Leonard Fournette to make this offense explosive like it was in 2015. But then again, Blake Bortles has to kind of step it up. He really sucked in 2016. I have the Titans taking Jonathan Allen. And again, defensive end. I told you, if you see a lot of defensive ends and whatever going, don't get mad at me because this draft is loaded with defensive ends, corners, safeties, and running backs. I'll say it. I'm sorry, but it's true. And the Titans... Anyway, when have the Titans really had a commanding edge rusher? I cannot remember the last time they had a really... I'm not saying Jonathan Allen is J.J. Watt, but, I mean, like, I cannot... Like, I'm a Packer fan, so whenever the Titans play the Packers or play on Thursday Night Football, they really don't get any Sunday prime times. But like whenever they play the Jaguars on Thursday Night Football, nobody really on the Titans defense jumps off the TV to me and like J.J. Watt does and go, holy crap, that guy's good. So I have him taking Jonathan Allen, he's not J.J. Watt, but he is a great, great player. I have a fresh breath from all those 4 positions I keep mentioning. O.J. Howard is so good, and he can make Josh McCown, Christian Hackenberg, Bryce Petty, he can make either of them, any of them, better. And the Jets are really looking for somebody to build around, and O.J. Howard is that guy. I think his ceiling would be Rob Gronkowski levels. That's Yeah, that's how good I think he is. I have the Chargers taking Malik Hooker, and they don't need a running back. They do not need a safety. Oh, I'm sorry. They do need a safety. They do not need a corner, and they do not need a defensive end. So I have oh, they do not need a safety. Why do I haven't taken it then? But yeah, they definitely need a safety after Eric Weddle left. So Malik Hooker, I have them taking. I have the Panthers taking Christian McCaffrey. Or McCaffrey. I don't know how you pronounce it, but Jonathan Stewart absolutely sucked in 2016, and he's above the age 30 mark, which means he's only going to go downhill from here. So Christian McCaffrey would be a great guy to complement Cam Newton in the Panthers offense. I have the Bengals taking Reuben Foster. Oh, jeez. Reuben Foster, and the Bengals simply need a better pass rusher opposite Vontaze Burfict. And so, yeah, Reuben Foster is, in my opinion, the best linebacker in this draft. So I have him going to Bengals at number 9. Number 10, I have the Bills taking Mike Williams. And holy crap, some people say Corey Davis or even John Ross are the number 1 receivers, but in my opinion, it's Mike Williams. He's proven himself, and the Bills need a number 2 wide receiver that can really learn the system. But also Sammy Watkins is injury prone, so when Sammy is injured, Mike Williams could be the starting receiver for the Bills. I have the Saints taking Garon Conley or Garyon Conley. I don't know. I'm sorry, I'm terrible with names. So I was convinced that the Saints were gonna trade that number 32 pick they got from Patriots back to New England for Malcolm Butler, but that just fell apart because the Patriots are like demanding really hard trades with Jimmy Garoppolo and whatever. Like, come on, Patriots. It's like, just get over it. They're like, I don't know, Bill Belichick tries to get too much. I mean, Bill Belichick's a great coach, and but I think sometimes he does try to get too much bang for his buck, and he squandered his chances with the Saints with shipping away Malcolm Butler. So I have the Saints taking Garon Conley because he's a true day 1 starter, and I think that the Saints, obviously, if they trade Brandon Cooks, they're obviously trying to upgrade their defense. I have taken Garon Conley. I apologize. My voice is sore and it's cracking because all those 3 attempts. All right. And speaking of at the Bills, I'm talking about Corey Davis being possibly a number 1 receiver, and I have him going to the Browns, and the Browns effed up the whole Terrell Pryor situation. All they needed to do was just give him a 1-year deal, let Terrell Pryor prove himself, but nope, they're stubborn. They're like, no, we need you on a multi-year deal, and now he's in Washington. Great job, Browns. And they replaced him with Kenny Britt. I don't think I even need to explain how stupid that is. So I have the Browns taking Corey Davis, which actually would be a smart move. Corey Davis actually could be a good replacement for Terrell Pryor. So they could have an elite receiving corps with Corey Coleman, Corey Davis, and Kenny Britt. I guess I am giving a little bit too much heat, but he could be. They could have 2 good receivers and another decent one to help Brock Osweiler. Why did the Browns do that? All right, whatever. I have the Cardinals taking John Ross. Speaking of John Ross, so there's 3 big receivers gone, and John Ross does not really fit that style that the Cardinals like Bruce Arians, like hard-nosed, smash-mouth style of football. But Larry Fitzgerald, I'm 90% sure he's gone after 2017, so they need to find somebody that can really learn from Larry Fitzgerald, and John Ross can really do that. If John Ross can stay healthy, the Cardinals could actually morph and do more of a explosive offense because, they have J.J. Nelson. So, yeah, I have them taking John Ross. And I have the Eagles taking Marlon Humphrey, and they have the worst cornerback situation in the NFL. And the Eagles really need a playmaker in secondary. And like I said, big four positions: defensive end, corner, safety, running back. And fortunately, the Eagles need a corner. So they get Marlon Humphrey at number 14. And hopefully he pans out for them. I have the called sicking Ryan Rzemek, or how you pronounce it. I'm sorry if Ryan Rzemek, if you're watching this video, I cannot pronounce your name, even though you're from Wisconsin, but just my own writing just cracks me up. So I'll just read it off. Andrew Luck is a human. Please protect his blind side before he is a pancake. I don't think I really need to explain. Moving on. I have the Ravens taking Charles Harris, and with no more really true number one, like round one wide receivers left in the draft, I have the Ravens taking Charles Harris because they're aging at outside linebackers. So I think they should take Charles Harris. They can either groom him or make him a day one starter. So yeah, I have the Redskins taking Dalvin Cook. Now, they need a better running back, and I know some Redskins fans may get mad and be, sorry, I keep forgetting their running back this year, but in 2016, I forget their running back, but he did not jump off the screen, and, he wasn't really the type of running back that should be a number one, and I think that the Redskins take advantage of the deep running back class this year and take Dalvin Cook at number 17, which is a steal. I have the Titans taking Tre'Davious White, and they took a defensive end already, and now they take a corner and I think the Titans can make a really savage defense in this draft. And I think taking Tre'Davious White is a great decision, number 18. And pick number 19, I have the Buccaneers taking Jabril Peppers. And yes, people are like, oh no, why is he at number 19? Didn't he have a diluted urine sample at the draft combine? Did he test positive for drugs? No. So I don't think people are worried oh no, he's gonna fall so far down. Just come on. He's extremely talented. The Buccaneers need some defense. They take a risk on him. And they take the advantage of the versatility of Jabril Peppers. And with an already explosive offense, the Buccaneers just need defense. Jabril Peppers truly helps out with that. I have the Broncos taking Forrest Lamp. And they just need to upgrade their offensive line. And somebody got mad in the comments of my last video saying they're going to take a running back. And no, they're not. They have... God, I'm so sorry. I keep forgetting. I'm tired right now. I keep forgetting people's names, but it'll come to me later. But the Broncos have a running back. Just they need offensive line. Just please, it's pretty obvious. I have the Lions taking Hassan Reddick, and the Lions can really use a good number one linebacker, which they've been really lacking, and I think the Lions are going to try to continue to push to try to possibly win the NFC North, which would suck because I'm a Packer fan, but I think taking Hassan Reddick is the best move for the Lions. I have the Dolphins taking Taco Charlton. So here's my view on this pick. So last year, Laremy Tunsil, right? He gets a video leaked on his Twitter of him smoking weed and whatever, and people are like, oh no, his confidence is completely shot, any team that picks him is going to be taking a huge gamble. And he turned out to be actually pretty good. So I have Dolphins taking a risk on Taco Charlton because people see him as a hit or miss. And as you see in my writing, it says Ndamukong Suh was one of the few great pass rushers on this defense. Some of you guys might be like, oh, what about Cameron Wake? Well, Cameron Wake is getting old. The Dolphins need some younger options on their defensive line, and Taco Charlton, I think they could either groom him or put him in day one. I think he would be a pretty great addition. I have the Giants taking Deshaun Watson, and if Eli Manning declined like he did in 2016, the Giants they just need to find their quarterback of the future. And I think Deshaun Watson, in my opinion, I know some of you Mitch Trubisky guys are like, well, why aren't the Giants taking Mitch Trubisky? Because he's still available. No. I think Deshaun Watson's the best. He's the most experienced. I know people will say, oh, Mitch Trubisky has the most upside. To me, it's kind of like the Ryan Leaf, Peyton Manning situation. Peyton Manning was some more like you knew what you were gonna get in Peyton Manning. I mean, I'm not saying Deshaun Watson's Peyton Manning, but he's gonna sit behind Eli Manning. But I have it's and then Ryan Leaf was a guy people were like, oh my god, he has like the potential to like go through the roof. He could be the next Joe Montana, and he was the biggest draft bust of all time. But that was the number 1, 2 pick. So I mean, yeah, I'm kind of like that might be a little bit too big of a comparison, but to me, Deshaun Watson is just a better quarterback because you know what you're going to get, and if you groom him, he could be even better. I have the Raiders taking Jarrad Davis, and the Raiders could use a pass rusher like Jarrad Davis to complement Khalil Mack and make the Raiders, soon to be Las Vegas Raiders, a true force to be reckoned with. I have for all you Mitch Trubisky guys, here you go. I am going to the Texans, and guess what? He will most likely be a day 1 starter because do the Texans start Tom Savage or Brandon Weeden? Heck no. Take Mitch Trubisky, please. Mitch Trubisky, Deshaun, I don't care who is available. Take him. I don't care if he's some nameless dude. The Texans cannot start Tom Savage. The Texans could have possibly been an AFC championship contender if they had a decent quarterback. So I have Mitch Trubisky going number 25 to the Texans. I have the Seahawks taking Kevin King before I go, oh, well, what about Richard Sherman? Calm down. Take a deep breath. Remember that Richard Sherman no longer wants to be in Seattle. So I have the Seahawks taking a gamble because Kevin King really is not a round 1 prospect, but it is late now in the first round, so I think you really can take round 2 prospects now at this point. And I think they just need to find a replacement for Richard Sherman if things do get ugly, and even if Richard Sherman just stays on the Seahawks for the rest of his career, then they will have that kind of the Brandon Browner Richard Sherman thing. Even though Brandon Browner turned out to be a flop elsewhere, but I think Seahawks should really rebuild the Legion of Boom. I have the Chiefs taking Patrick Mahomes, who all of a sudden people got on the hype train for Patrick Mahomes. They're pushing for him. People are like, oh my god, Patrick Mahomes got hyped up so much. But I think that he, like most quarterbacks in this draft, he should just be groomed slowly and slowly and slowly and slowly. And Alex Smith, I would say he has about another 3 years left in the tank. And I think, like Brett Favre with the Packers in 2006. Aaron Rodgers, Packers drafted him. I think it was like 27th or something overall. It's Chiefs pick. So I think it actually might be the same pick. So the Packers just groomed Aaron Rodgers behind Brett Favre for 3 years. Brett Favre retired, even though he just came back. Shut up. So, and look, Aaron Rodgers I'm not saying Patrick Mahomes is Aaron Rodgers. I definitely do not think he'll be at that caliber. But the Chiefs could find their quarterback of the future in Patrick Mahomes if the hype for him is real. I have the Cowboys taking Adoree Jackson. And the Cowboys lost basically their entire secondary to free agency. That was already mediocre. So, yeah, the Cowboys, man, I don't care if it's a safety or a corner, they just need defense. In my opinion, Adoree Jackson's the best available at this point in the draft at number 28. And at number 29, I have another corner going to the Packers, Quincy Wilson. So, Packers, please take a corner. Quincy Wilson is Ted Thompson, please, if you're watching this, please listen to me. Take a corner. I don't care who it is, but the Packers could have beaten the Falcons if they had a decent corner, and they didn't. We got roasted by Julio Jones. I was watching a game with Wrestling Predictions Network, my friend Bryce. Go check out his channel. He does WWE videos if you're into that. And so, yeah, I mean, we were watching that. We were so disappointed. I think we started playing Madden in midway through the third quarter. That's how bad it was. I would rather play a video game than watch my team in the NFC Championship. That's how terrible it was. Please draft a corner. And I think Quincy Wilson would be the best available at this point, if he is still available. I have the Steelers taking a steal, and TJ Watt. TJ Watt's brothers with some guy, you might have heard of him, named JJ Watt. Have heard of him? I mean, okay, so I watch Wisconsin sports, and I'm so disappointed that TJ Watt didn't get enough hype. And then again, I did say, TJ Watt, and he's not the best linebacker in this draft, but some people don't even have him going in the first round, which is ridiculous. To me, he is floating around anywhere from the mid-20s to the 30 range. So I am going to the Steelers, who could possibly rebuild their steel curtain with TJ Watt. I have the Falcons taking Budda Baker, and the reason, in my opinion, the biggest reason why the Falcons choked away the Super Bowl, Falcons blew a 28-3 lead, the biggest reason they choked it away was because they could not cover passes over the top. Their defense got exposed by the Patriots and late in the game, and I think Budda Baker, who really is a round 2 prospect, but it's a number 32 pick, it's a number 31 pick, I'm sorry. And I have the Falcons taking Budda Baker. And I have the Saints taking, with the final pick of the first round, I'm taking DeShone Kizer. And the Saints are looking to improve their defense, but Drew Brees is entering his age 38 season. To me, he's only going to play another 2 to 3 years. And if Drew Brees is human, so he's going to decline. And I think that the Saints shouldn't pull a New York Giants and wait until their quarterback just goes down the drain. I think they take DeShone Kizer, groom him from anywhere from, I guess Drew Brees could even retire after the 2017 season, so they groom him from anywhere from 1 to 3 years, and then boom, you got your quarterback of the future, hopefully. And here's my round 2 that I was talking about for my final draft. I'll just list them off. Browns, I've been taking David Njoku, tight end. 49ers, Takaris McKinley, defensive end / outside linebacker. Jaguars, Garrett Bowles, offensive tackle. Bears, Evan Ingram, tight end. Rams, Zay Jones, wide receiver. Chargers, David Webb, quarterback to be Philip Rivers' successor. Jets, Charles Harris, defensive end. Panthers, Raekwon McMillan, linebacker. Bengals, Juju Smith-Schuster, wide receiver. I think I butchered that. I'm sorry. Saints, Tim Williams, outside linebacker. Eagles, Alvin Kamara, running back. Bills, Zach Cunningham, inside linebacker. Cardinals, Dan Freeney, guard. Colts, Justin Evans, safety. Ravens, Curtis Samuel, wide receiver. Vikings, Malik McDowell, defensive tackle. Redskins, Ardarius Stewart, wide receiver. Buccaneers, Marlon Humphrey, quarter. Broncos, Taylor Monton, offensive tackle. Browns, Chris Wormley, defensive tackle. Lions, Terrell Basham, sorry, I almost said Terrell Brown, defensive end. Dolphins, Obi Mealy, safety. Giants, Deonta Foreman, running back. Raiders, Cordea Tankersley, corner. Texans, Julian Davenport, tackle. Seahawks, Dorian Johnson, guard. Chiefs, Montravius Adams, defensive tackle. Cowboys, DeMarcus Walker, defensive end. Packers, Anthony Walker Jr., inside linebacker. And Steelers, Tano Kapasing, defensive end. Falcons, Jordan Lewis, corner. And Panthers, I have him taking Teez Tabor, who has character issues. He's a corner, but if he's still available at the number 64 pick, the last pick of the second round, the Panthers need to take him. And so that'll do it for my final 2017 NFL mock draft. Thank you guys for watching. I will do a video probably this weekend on Saturday or Sunday of the 5 dumbest and 5 smartest free agency moves from this year. So go check that out. And so, yeah, I have... That's my draft, and leave your picks that you have if you want to down in the comments. Thanks for watching, and peace.